Welcome back to ARC Tutorials. This is Testing Concept Series and this is part 23 of the series. In today's episode, we are going to learn all about what is load testing. Extremely critical, extremely important, especially from both DevOps as well as developer point of view. More often than not, each application that is built for enterprise or at a massive consumer scale needs to be tested for the load. As the name suggests, load testing means it has to undergo testing for volume. Okay, we'll learn all about it in today's episode. Let's get started. So this is the playlist I already have for the testing concept series. Make sure that you go through each one of these topics so that you can learn all the testing concepts which are equally important for both developer as well as QA teams. Today we are learning about load testing. So load testing is a type of performance testing that is used to determine how a software system or application performs under a certain specific load. Now this load can be of multiple types, like for example, can be simulating a number of concurrent users at a given time, or can be number of transactions, can be search, can be number of products that are added to a cart or payment, etc. This is also applicable based on different network or different data amount of traffic that is sent. Extremely important as part of the software development process, because if your system cannot handle load or workload, it will be down for a while, which we definitely want to avoid. Load testing is typically performed in conjunction with other types of performance testing such as stress testing, soak testing, etc. Now, why is it important? Absolutely, like I mentioned, that any performance related issues will be identified well ahead of time when we simulate that. We put our application through number of requests, APIs or workloads, and then we make sure that it's responding immediately in the given time frame. Load testing will definitely help us in improving the scalability. Once your user base increases or the traffic increases to the application, it would be much in a better position to handle those workloads. Also, these load testing helps us determine the boundary analysis, which means what is the capacity of my system at any given point of time. Think of a Zomato or a Walmart or a Amazon or Uber, right? When it's peak time to go to office, it's difficult to find the number of cabs. So how many maximum it can take, how many requests in that particular time, and much more. Improves the overall reliability of the application that we look for. Now, what are some of the tools which are used for load testing? There are many tools, both paid as well as open source versions that are available for load testing. Some of them are Apache JMeter, LoadRunner, WebLoad, LoadStorm, and NeoLoad. Now, some of these are free and open source, some of them are enterprise. Obviously, maximum places LoadRunner is used or WebLoad. Those are the two tools that I have seen in my experience at enterprises being used. Talking about advantages, you'd convert all the features into advantages and it becomes your advantages, right? So we can identify any performance related issues, overall improving the user experience, ensuring the reliability, and identifying any bottlenecks. Now these bottlenecks can be of different types. Let's say an API is down, API is not able to handle multiple requests at a time, or say on a slow network the images are causing problem or the video is taking too long to load. All of those bottlenecks can be easily identified with the help of load testing. Also, if you look at from a compliance perspective, there is something called MSLS, which is a master service level agreement. So every client, when we sign or onboard onto client or on premise, we need to give them certain SLAs. That means how much they can expect the performance, availability of the system, etc. So from that point of view, any enterprise application is extremely critical to have SLAs based on the load testing that is performed. Some of the disadvantages, of course, this is very time and resource constrained. That means you need to explicitly have exclusive talent which knows what they are doing in terms of the load testing, the tools, and all that. So it's extensive in terms of time and resource. It also has limited scope since most of these are simulations, which means they identify based on certain specific loads or the usage patterns. However, in real world, it can be totally different, and there can be new use cases which may bring down the application. So, complete 100% nobody can guarantee. Limited accuracy, load testing is based on simulation, like I said, which means again the results can vary in real world. Some of the issues that the QA team will report will be really difficult to reproduce, since it's very difficult to reproduce because it happened over a period of time. So in order to reproduce, you need to spend those time or replay back and see what happened. So sometimes debugging or reproducing those issues can be really tricky. Again, load testing, stress testing, these are extremely critical piece of work as part of software development, and it's complex, and that's why there are certainly certain trained resources on certain tools which really helps us in load testing. That's all in today's episode about the load testing. I hope the concept is clear. I hope the basic fundamental of load testing is clear to you. If you have any queries or doubts, do write to me in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to learn from you. Thank you so much for joining. See you in the next episode. We will learn about security testing. Thank you.